to people. What if I told you that the most comfortable path I could have taken without made me irrelevant? What I've been doing for years and years nearly cost me my voice, my vision, and for me, most importantly, my fight. From 2003 to 2015, I did everything right. Everything. I knew how to please. I knew how to perform. I knew how to act. I knew how to conform. But what I did not know was how to listen to me. At one of the deepest moments of my life, what I like to call the Great Depression of 2012, I questioned the subjects that I studied at school. Why did I decide to do business studies? Why was science appealing but not financially rewarding enough? Why was I thinking I was not good enough at arts and design? Yeah, I could see my marks, so I guess that gave me an indication. But it's because people told. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay. I questioned the university I went to in London. I questioned the course that I chose to do. Who told me to do that? Did it come from me? But looking back, it's not. I even questioned the girlfriends I had. Looking back, actually they were all temporary. But with all due respect. But the real question is, were these my choices or was I designed that was these choices? But the truth was always simmering under the surface. And my gut was showing me signs. In 2015, I made the move no one saw coming. Let me paint the picture. I was in London, had my own house, had a work permit. I had guaranteed work for life because I was one of 7 glassblowers in the United Kingdom. I had a nice social life. I was going out, having a good time, with good friends. I left it all and came back to Mauritius. And from that point onwards, it was all about pivots. Those who know about friends, you'll know what pivot is. And pivot number 1, I came back to Mauritius with £75 a month after 7.5 years. That's about 3,000 euros. Can you imagine the weight that this carries? Pivot number 2, I get 2 jobs in a matter of a week. One is in the government, security. Everybody's happy. My mom was too. And I went to another interview, and somebody offered me another role for half the salary in a subject I never even touched before, content writing. I love writing. I wrote poems for my girlfriends. How creative I've ever got. And you can guess which one I chose. Sego. And that was the difference that really mattered. See, because I held control. However, as life does to us, we don't see what's coming next. I get promises of great financial stability in business development. What do? I pivot. I decide that I don't about money. Got an interview somewhere in international development, capacity building projects around the world. For those who don't know, capacity building projects are about helping communities who are unable to do certain things by training them, by giving them the tools and accompanying, talking about around Africa, around South America, Melanesia, and so on, including Mauritius. We need help as well. And then, number 4, this is the fourth pivot that you all know well. COVID-19. Okay. Big bunch never release fast. Mutually agreed that we don't continue together because paying a salary without working is unsustainable. Well, yes, taking my stride. And that's when KPI was born. That's my first baby. Those who don't know, KPI is my company. In my bench. I did it because I wanted to, because the opportunity was there. Fast forward, guess what? Money talks. You don't have money to pay your bills. What do you do? I decided to go back to the corporate world. Money was calling and it was there. And I was like, oh, I don't want to, but I got to. Was there for 2 years in the legal world, banking world. And I was flying high. Money was there. The fourth burnout just happened. Still going though. I done myself at a very critical point in my life when I lost my sister to cancer. After 10 years. She left us, but with fierce, powerful message. Live while you can. And that's the pivot that mattered. I left a very well paid job and decided to give my first baby another go. But this time, the difference is I will do it my way. So, that's when I started leading not from a handbook, but from my humanity, my design, my love, my kindness, my mischief, my critical yet empowering heart. I did not get into the corporate world trying to fit in. I came in bringing something no handbook teaches. Empathy, curiosity, emotional intelligence, and belief. Belief in people. Belief in people's potential. Belief in people's purpose. Let me tell you, there were rooms I walked in. I was too much. I was too honest, too intense, too intrusive, too different. But my refusal to conform, that's exactly that made me valuable. Cannot stress enough on that. I didn't play either. I lived it by being myself. The more I stay true to myself, the more my path revealed itself. I started working with vulnerable communities, young women, aspiring entrepreneurs, the youth, struggling choosing a career, and lost souls, people who've been doing what they were expected to for years and still haven't found their purpose and their goal. It was not because of some big master plan. I did it because I felt that's what I should be doing. I stopped asking myself, what is the next thing in my career? To what is the next true thing I will do in my life? In those moments, I realized relevance is not something I had to prove. Relevance is to be crafted. Through what? From me. From my purpose. So what I did, I stopped networking. I started connecting with people. I live in my heart. And this became my strategy. I corrected through guidance and alternatives. People remembered me not by the deals I closed for them or the money I made for them, but about the space I created, the energy I carried, and most importantly, the belief I had in them when the cards were not in their favor. Relevance isn't found, once again, it's crafted through empathy, vision, honesty, and attitude. I've seen how a room shifts, not when the most qualified person speaks, but when the most honest one does. So today, ladies and gents, I live by a philosophy. I'm not here to fit in. I'm here to show what's possible to you, even when you don't believe it. I lead people through uncertainty, through fear, through not having all the answers, but by helping them asking the right questions. I always stay 3 steps ahead, but never at the cost of its authenticity. I've learned that your greatest asset is not your job title, it's your you. Because personality is your legacy, attitude, and impact and emotion. Pivot. There's nothing wrong in changing lanes, changing directions. Because along the way of this uncertainty, this fear, the unforeseen losses, we all lost people we cherish. For the chaos, you could just find your gut voice. So, do not wait for permission to matter. Disrupt your autopilot. Ask yourself, your real you. Forgive and be grateful for those who tried to guide you through comfort, love, and their desires, even though they did not really know what resonated with you. Toss the outdated scripts and lead from the most valuable place you have, yourself. You do not need a fan B when being yourself was always the original strategy. Thank you.